You doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back to yet another review, and it is Bourbon Barrel Aged Oatmeal Stout time in the form of Fremont Brewing's KDS Bourbon Barrel Aged Oatmeal Stout, and a whole bunch of other things and stuff, and words and adjectives and other stuff that's gonna come out of my mouth. Anyway, first off. First things first, this beer was given to me by David. David out west in Oregon sends me crazy bonkers beers all the time. And he decided to send this one out to me with three other ones. This is actually the last of the bunch because I have been waiting to drink this on a special occasion. And what is that special occasion? It is my birthday. It is January 13th. Obviously, you're watching this on a day other than my birthday because I'm recording it now, and I'm not going to post it tonight. Anyway, he sent it to me. I want to drink it. I drank it on my birthday. And, that's, it's called science. Anyway, as far as what it actually says on this beer itself and what we have going on here, Fremont Brewing, KDS Dark Star Bourbon Barrel Aged Oatmeal Stout. A limited 2016 release. And it says here it is 14.5% alcohol by volume, which means it is a straight up chugger, and it is born on the earth in the state of Seattle. On the side here, we have a little bit of story time, so buckle up, Buttercup. On here it says KDS Dark Star Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Oatmeal Stout. This year's release is a blend of 1812 and 8-month Bourbon Barrel Aged KDS Dark Stars in a 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon barrel. The roasted and chocolate malts complement the smooth oats to bring you a stout delight wrapped in a gentle embrace of bourbon-aged warmth. A touch of sweetness dances in balance with hops to finish with a wave, and then she's gone. Down and dirty, it's ingredients here. We have pale, roasted barley, Crystal 60, chocolate, Carafa, one of those. Carafa, 2 malts with flaked oats and Magnum Limit and Cascade hops. So we're old school to hops, a little bit earthy. Big beer, we assume. I can actually see light through it, so we'll see what's what. So let's see. First things first. Label-wise, love the label. It's got this nice kind of old school kind of textured paper. Design-wise, it's pretty damn awesome. We have this little kind of waxy thing kind of dangling down here. It's a bunch of pomp. Hopefully not much circumstance going on. But, yeah, a bunch of little pomp going on here with this little dangly thing that is almost like a little rat-taily kind of wax thing that is broke off by flicking it back and forth. So that's gone. And, overall, I actually really like it. It reminds me of an old English barley wine, or even more so like a Scotch or like a old whiskey kind of bottle kind of vibe going on label-wise. So, yeah, I kind of dig it. So, yeah. Anyway, got the old Duvel snifter, not a cuvee, a snifter, mind you, out here. I haven't broke this sucker out in a while. I used to do all my reviews in this kind of glass. But it's been a while, so kind of breaking it out for a special occasion. Maybe I broke it out. Maybe somebody picked it for me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now, other than the fact that I'm going to pour the beer, see what we have coming out here. Well, first off, that is straight up motor oil. And, it's dark as dark could be. Give that a nice little pour. Nothing too crazy. As far as the head goes, I'll fucking take a nap on that shit any day of the week. And as far as that head on the side goes, we're talking about compact bubbles as tight as a virgin stuck in traffic. It's that tight. I mean, that shit is crazy compact. Looks like a little bit elevated above malted malt ball in color. And yeah, I mean, she looks like a stout. A stouty stout. Because that's what stouts are. They're stouty. Let's see if we can get a nose in here. Legs for fucking days. They gave it a swirl just to give it a swirl. And, clinging like a motherfucker. So, let's see what we get on the nose. Sweet bourbon. Just sweet, beautiful, cherried, dark, fruity bourbon. Melded with a really nice kind of like chocolate cherry barrel. But the beer is still there. You're getting a little bit of roasted malts. Wow. Just super rich, super decadent. I mean, this is absolutely, without a doubt, a fucking shocker beer. You know what I mean? Straight up shocker beer. It's all about bringing this to a bottle share and wowing people with. Yeah. It's so soft, though. That's the funny or both fun and funny parts about it, is that it's super impactful. It's definitely like in your face with a ton of different kind of notes and flavors and things and stuff. But at the same time, it's gentle, it's rounded, it's impactful yet it's smooth on the edges. So at the same time, while it's gonna give you that kind of hate fucking deliciousness, at the same time, there's just like serenading corners that kind of make you forget about being hit in the face by a 2x4, I guess you'd say. Yeah. And even though the barrel and the spirit are bigger than the beer itself, the beer's still there. So it's definitely more barrel. It's definitely more spirit than the beer. The beer's there. Nice roasted malt. A little bit of bittering. But the spirit is nice and rounded. Cherry bourboniness with that kind of soft, kind of chocolate rubbed charriness that I've talked about ad nauseum in the past that I love so much. So yeah. It smells awesome. Looks awesome, smells awesome. Let's hope it tastes awesome. Cheers. That does not suck. Wow. I thought it was going to be a little bit sweeter. Then when you actually taste it, you get pretty much what I'm talking about in the nose, but with a little less sweetness. And I'm like, okay, it's a little bit less sweet. It's going to be cool. But then you get this rich burst of sweetness kind of on the back end that kind of makes up for that lack of sweetness. So it's kind of fun in that way that you get a little bit of less sweetness, but then it kind of makes up in the back end and just kind of gives you this kind of roller coaster ride of delicious, sweet, desserty awesomeness. So yeah, first up front, roasted malts, a little bit of bittering, nothing too crazy. Nice, delicious, rounded, sweet, but not overly sweet. Then you actually start swallowing and you get this like barrel character that's like off the charts. Rich bourbons that is coated. I didn't get much on the nose, but it's coated in vanilla, a little bit of coconut, vanilla, chocolate, and really dark, rich fruits that are like abrasive but welcoming, I guess you'd say. And then when it hits the end, that's where you get this kind of like big kind of candied residual sweetness. And then you get all those barrel characteristics, words, kind of amplified. And they're more candied, more sweet, to where you get like, you know, that chocolate, instead of being like a bittering, semi-sweet chocolate, is now a very sweet kind of like milk chocolate. That cherry dark fruitiness, while being more of a ripened semi-sweet kind of fruit, is now a bit more candied and across the board down and through every single flavor you're getting through the beer itself. Yeah. No, that's delicious. Drinks, absolutely like a 6-7% beer. It doesn't even get close to that 14% alcohol. The oatmeal stout portion of the show shines through in that kind of velvety creaminess of the mouth itself. It's a really nice balance between the beer and the barrel itself. Yes, as I've said, the barrel's a little bit bigger than the actual beer itself, but I think it works in a sense. I think it's balanced in the right way. I think the barrel, while being the start of the show here, and the beer just being a skosh behind, it still kind of plays off each other in a perfect sense, to where it's a little bit more impactful than something that was perfectly balanced, but the balance works with this kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to have stuff that's just epically balanced across the board, but sometimes you want a little bit more of one thing, sometimes you want a little bit more of the other. You know, sometimes you want, you know, pizza with extra cheese, sometimes you want fucking garlic bread with a little extra garlic, you know? In this one, I think that little bit extra of barrel and a little bit extra of spirit kind of makes this beer work in an absolutely beautiful way. I actually couldn't even imagine what this beer tastes like. Well, I could, but I couldn't even imagine what this beer tastes like aged with it being a 2016 version. Not sure what date and time this actually came out, but with a little bit of age in this. Not that it aged a ton, because I think it's delicious now, and I think these barrel-aged beers with a lot of the different stuff going on aren't made for the long haul, age-wise. If you have a little bit of age on this, I think it would be just even more rounded and even more fucking crazy pants good. Let's put it that way, because that's the scientific terms, crazy pants. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of the better barrel-aged stouts. Let's make it that simple. It's one of the better barrel-aged stouts I've had as of late. Yes. Absolutely. It's that fucking good, from just the balance on the beer, to the flavor it impacts, to the mouthfeel, to the roundness, to everything about it. That fucking good. And I've had quite a few good ones, so, it's just that fucking good. Value and availability. Availability, I actually don't know. Maybe, we can get a little bit of information on that, come down. Maybe David will chime in, or somebody else. As far as cost, David was kind enough to include a cost for every single one of these beers. And this one cost $20, or that's what he paid. Not necessarily sure if that's the exact cost of what they paid at the brewery, but he paid $20, and $20 for a bomber. This does not suck. Yes, $20 for a bomber. We don't want to pay those prices. But for what you're getting in this beer, it does not suck. So I'm not going to complain about that, and just say, if you like what we like this. I'm trying to relate this to a couple different beers. I'm getting a lot of Firestone Walker vibes off this. Parabola vibes. Getting a little bit of Cane vibes off this. Some of their anniversary stuff, or like that old Donzi kind of things going on. Even though I know there's no coffee in these, or in this. I'm getting those nice, rich, decadent, well-traveled, seasoned barrel character breweries that really know what they're doing when it comes to a barrel. It just reeks of nuance, reeks of experience. So if you're into a lot of experience, kind of aged, even though the funny part is I'm talking about Cane, like they've been around for a while. They haven't been around for that long, but what they do barrel wise is that good. So if you're into seasoned, well-made, rounded, impactful yet gentle kind of barrel programs, if you're into rich decadentness, because that's a word, and if you're just into good beer in general, it's definitely worth picking up one of these if you can, because it is just that MFing good. It's so good I didn't even curse. I said MFing instead of motherfucking. Well, I said it now. Anyway, so there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice barrel-aged oatmeal stout right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.